CEO of Kumba Health International Coaching Institute, ready to bring you a big announcement. I'm so excited. I'm stuttering this morning. I have my cup of water ready for you guys, hydrated. Hopefully you can hear and see me clearly. So lean on in because I want you to hear this special announcement. So if you go to selflove.sacredwalker.net, you will see that we have officially opened the waiting list for the Design a Life That You Love, right? It is about calling together people from around the world who honor their queendom. You can be a queen of any gender, honey, and we are here to welcome you because I am committed to making America love again. Now, what does that mean, right? What does it mean? It means that I'm wanting to, for as long as it takes, I'm committed to deepening self-love, helping you reclaim authentic freedom, achieve mental clarity and better health, and manifest your vision of excellence in order to, one by one, I'm committed to crossing all cultural barriers so that you can break generational curses, heal forward for a leveled up legacy, right? Without the naysayers in the world and the critics in your own damn mind blocking your shine. So what does that mean? What am I even saying? What that means is that I woke up one day exhausted. I woke up exhausted. I had an amazing life, amazing relationship, amazing, powerful moves, have touched the lives of people, thousands across the world. But I woke up one day physically, emotionally, and spiritually exhausted. And I began to talk to others who were feeling the same way. They were feeling exhausted by the other side of COVID, feeling exhausted by the feeling of wanting to be able to pick up and travel, but being the dutiful ones in their family who were always super responsible and had to take care of everyone and didn't always have time for themselves, were feeling exhausted by the feelings of projected ideas onto me as a Black woman, a Black lesbian woman, a Black rainbow LGBT woman, right? What it meant for me to be full, exhausted because we were holding so much, holding emotionally so much, and just needed some space for TLC, just needed some space to get clear amidst all the flurry. And I'm here to tell you and teach you that one of the biggest blocks from a mental health perspective, one of the biggest blocks to your shine, oftentimes, or for you to see things clearly, know your way forward, is anxiety, doubt, and worry. Anxiety, doubt, and worry, which doesn't mean that we're not faithful people, spirit-led people, powerhouses. It means that anxiety, doubt, and worry can sometimes has us seeing the short-term goals that give us that instant relief and create actually bad habits, meaning that I might stress eat, I might worry, I might hang out with that crowd that doesn't always serve or love on me in the moment for that immediate pleasure release, but is not making the long-term power moves because it can be so exhausting, And so I began to do an inventory of my own heart and the hearts of those I hold. I began to notice that I was hearing people complain about and worry about stomach issues, sleeplessness, feeling exhausted, feeling like they were losing a sense of purpose, feeling like, what was the point, right? Some powerful, impactful people were having these questions. And so when we opened it up into a focus group, I was hearing similar themes, and I was also hearing, I'm ready to make some things happen. And so I began to look at it and go, let me take a breath into this. I have this experience. I have been training in meditation for over 10 years. I have experience in mindfulness-based stress reduction and mind-body medicine. As an executive coach, I've been running Kumba Health for over 10 years and have come from this 6th-floor, 1-bedroom apartment coming out of Kingston, Jamaica, from the Caribbean, coming here, growing up poor, and have now surpassed in our company 6 figures and rising. How can I make an impact that is about wealth and well-being mindset, but from a place of love? When I did an inventory, it has always been about love. For me, when we take care of our health, that's an act of self-love, right? And so I had to begin to remember where did this originally come from? I remember going to Memphis. I went to Memphis once, and I was about 19 years old, and I was standing in the Leroy Motel in the birth site of the sanitation strike where Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. had been staying, and we laid his final breath. Right, where he laid his final breath. I had to go there, and I heard Mahalia Jackson singing in the background of the Lorraine Motel, which is now a museum. And that spirit in me struck that amidst everything, he's still committed to love, justice in love, health in love, radical self-love, that no matter what, we stood in love. And so for me, now that this hatred is rising again in this world, where people are beginning to spread hate and speak hate into bodies like mine, right? That we can begin to hear the ringing in our ears of something that feels familiar, right? That we can say, oh my gosh, I can't believe that this has happened. I can't believe that hate is here. Or we can say, this is familiar. This is familiar. This has been generation after generation of pain, and I'm not going to hurt myself anymore, right? I say to myself every day, I will be my own uplifter. I will not be my own destroyer. And so that's what this is a commitment to. So if it rubs you the wrong way, the idea of making America love again because it reminds you of something else, or if you are like rock on, either way, it's about love, right? So I want you to take a look at this. I want you to take a look and go to selflove.sacredwalker.net, because it's the most courageous thing we can do right now is to love, to return to love, right? I'm ready for this transformation. Now, my queendom, when I remembered who I am, the game changed. When those who I served remember who they were, the game changed. I've been able to help people do deep dives, right? Where they were like, oh my gosh, I'm struggling to see myself amongst my Indian family. I'm struggling to feel that I'm valid and truly a person of African descent as a biracial person. I've been able to hold space for gender nonconforming people who wanted to reconnect to the divine feminine within, who wanted to feel grounded again in their purpose, wanted to feel free, wanted to explore spirituality, not from a religious place of feeling like death and damnation. No disrespect if that's your way, but that is not my way. They wanted to reconnect to a spirit that whispered sweetly in their ear when things were hard, right? So I wanted to be that voice, and I've been that voice. And so what a blessing it is that this can be pioneered. So this 3-day powerhouse is going to be a season for transformation, right? Now, if you're someone that's not about community building, this is not for you. I won't take it personal. If you log off right now, no disrespect, no love lost, right? If you are not someone who is committed to self-healing, let me look within myself, do a personal inventory so that I can declutter what's going on in my home, in my mind, in my spirit, right? If you're someone who's not about like really getting clear so that you can be about it, let's go. No disrespect, it's all good, right? This is not for everybody. If you are not someone who wants to dive deep, not everybody's meant to be deep. That's okay too. So I want to just make a chance to take a look at this. All right. So I have to take a step away, a pause for a moment to check on some things, because that's how things are, right? I got the fur babies here. We've got things happening. Office is getting repaired. So while I'm helping to do some inner repair work, we're going to attend to this, but the show must go on. So what are we looking at here, right? What are we deep diving into? We're deep diving into our gifts. We're deep diving into our gifts. One of the biggest things that I found has been a gift, again and again, that has been uncovered, is looking at when we deepen love within, how our gifts get to shine. How our gifts get to shine, right? There were so many things that I almost procrastinated around in order to get to this point. So many stumbling blocks that popped up. And that's when I knew I was onto something. When things in life begin to pop up and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't handle not one more thing, that's when your big thing's about to happen. So I had to accept that this was so big, there were going to be so many stumbling blocks along the way. And I had to keep climbing. I remember there were times when I went through experiences in my home where I didn't even know I was going to make it. Or I had thoughts of not wanting to be here. Or I had to have thoughts of, is this something that is a life worth living? And that's when I knew something whispered in me, this is what you are going to be doing. You're going to be making a positive impact, right? So sometimes the naysayers in the world and the inner critics in our minds can try to chip, but this is where it comes in. Love, living the principles individually, being open to mindfulness, turning vice to victory, and existing in well-being. That's the foundation. And we're going to be using the love medicine method, y'all, to build some powerhouse movements to day one, restoration check-in, all right? We're gonna be doing a personal inventory of what's coming up, what's the condition of your heart. Day number 2, restoration vision. Create a new vision for your self-love, and we're gonna design a life that you love so you can rebuild your hope and expectations for the future. And day number 3, self-care and self-realization. Creating new habits to nourish your spirit and soul and release everything that disrupts your peace and joy. And I'm gonna be right there with you. I wanna be super clear. I'm gonna be right there with you. You're gonna be right there with each other, because it's not about me. It's about y'all connecting. I have the gift, fortunately, to be able to guide you and mentor and support live to help you experience and unleash this potential. But this is gonna be an inward journey that you're gonna be on, holding one another. Powerhouses from around the world of various genders who identify with this energy of enough is enough. I am here to rise. I'm here to reconnect to that gift that is me, that gift that is me. So you can take my word for it, or you can take the word of countless others that I've been able to hold space for. And you can see the testimonials underneath that we've placed. Just a couple of folks over the years we've been able to work with, even as of recent. Right? So I want you to make sure that you hear directly from them in a moment. But I want to let you know what we're going to be getting out of this when you join the wait list, because it's going to be a limited number of people that we let in. So go to selflove.sacredwalker.net. All right. There's going to be time for guided learning, meditations that you'll be able to tap into. There are going to be live calls. We're going to be building community and holding space. I'm going to be creating space for an interfaith prayer, which means that we get a chance to hold space for whatever spirit looks like for you. Even if it's a spirit within, even if it's your consciousness, even if it's like my dad calls it, your supreme universal intelligence, your SUI, right? Whether you say Jesus, Muhammad, or divine Mother Earth, we're holding space. You're gonna get a workbook, you're gonna get your own digital journal, and you're gonna get support pre and post when you join our community, right? You're gonna be joining live our community and connecting to our Facebook community. So I wanna make sure that you hear from some of our folks who come through our previous programs so that you cannot take my word for it.
Hello. What was awesome about today?
The energy, definitely. Like, phenomenal.
I want you to go to the page, you'll check it out.
Sharing so freely and openly and honestly with, I can call them strangers, we're all connected through sacred, but we didn't know each other, and now I feel like I really know these gals and we all support each other, so that was pretty darn powerful.
All right, so I want to pause on that. Now, some people have asked me, why have you been saying queens and allies and so forth? Why I'm saying that is because during the pandemic, some things became real clear to me when I had some time sitting with myself, right? I sat with myself and realized that for me, this retreat is about those who resonate with the language of transformation and discovering your gifts and deepening that love, that self-love that's going to take your gifts to the next level, right? As an act of love. And so if you identify as a queen, if you identify as someone who resonates with one of the parts of the story that have been shared today, or you're someone who's outside of the box and is just ready to gather in community and be about it, right? Find ways to transform and be about it, right? Let's make that happen. That's what this is about. So if you are an ally and support, this is about fostering community and building together. So selflove.sacredwalker.net to add yourself to the waiting list. So I believe that we are at our time. I am so excited for this announcement. I want to make sure that we have everything, that we are going to be taking you from point A to point B, that we're going to do the personal inventory and help you step into the very gifts with a pathway that is helping you to shine. And so I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this 3-day mastermind self-love challenge, if you will, this Design a Life of Love challenge. So excited for what's to come. We're here, y'all. We made it. We're here on purpose, for a purpose. Let's bring your gifts forward. So excited for it. Much love to you. Mean it, all right? Peace, love, and soul. Ciao. See you soon. selflove.sacredwalker.net. Make sure that you add your name to the wait list. And if you don't get an email from me, if you don't get an email from me right away, just know that the official launch is opening up on Wednesday. So you might see something and you're like, wait, did Sacred forget about me? I didn't forget about you, love. I did not forget about you. You can always send a message on the chat on the selflove.sacredwalker.net. Sacred is SACREDWALKER.net. I want to make sure that you have that link. All right. Sacredwalker.net. Selflove.sacredwalker.net. All right. See you soon. Ciao, Bellas. Peace, love, and soul.